Hello, I'm going to show you how to reference individual numbers in formulas so that you don't have any numbers embedded in the actual formulas. So this is going to be an example of an amortization schedule. I've arbitrarily picked an amortization schedule of 15 periods so it will fit on one screen. I've selected 5% as the interest rate annually, and here's the amount that we're going to be borrowing, the $10,000, and I can format it quickly to make it a little bit more as far as easy to read. First thing we're going to do is figure out the payment we're going to need to pay off the $10,000 over 15 periods at 5%. I'm going to go into Insert Function. We're going to look at the financial functions. There's a whole bunch of different functions, but I'll select Financial. I know from my past experience that we're going to use the payment function. This calculates the payment for a loan based on constant payments and a constant interest rate. So I'm going to select OK. The rate we're going to be using is 5%. We're going to be paying it off monthly. So in this case, we're going to divide it by 12. Notice I've included 12 in the formula, but like I said before, you'll never change the number of months in a year, so that's why I can do 12. Number of periods, 15. Present value is 10,000. Notice it will end up with a negative payment. So what I'm going to do is make it where we borrowed 10,000. So I'm going to go in before the B1 and make it a minus. I could have done the same thing, make this $10,000 negative at the start. Nothing else will be needed to be changed in this scenario, so I'm going to do OK. And there's a 689.10. Now we're going to start referencing numbers. We will have no numbers and formulas. So the beginning balance that we're going to be paying off will be equal to the 10,000. Do OK. The interest portion will simply be the 5%. I'm going to absolute it because I'm going to be using that 5% over and over all the way down to the 15th period. So I press F4 to absolute it, divided by 12 since we need to convert the interest rate to a monthly interest rate period, times the previous balance that we need to be paying off. Enter. Principal portion will simply be the payment, which will absolute again. We're going to be referring to that over and over, minus the interest portion. Enter. The balance will be reduced by the principal portion of the payment. Enter. I'm going to highlight these three, and then here's the data fill. I'm going to just simply double click, and we'll always go all the way down to the very end of where the data has been entered. It stops at the first blank cell. Notice that will pay off our complete balance over the 15 periods. Now the power of not having any numbers and formulas, I can go back and change individual items. So let's say that the interest rate shouldn't be 5%, but it should be 7%. Well, looky there. All the numbers change automatically, the payment changes, and again we're back down to 0. So if I change the loan amount from 10,000, say to 9,000, again all the numbers change automatically. So this reflects the reason why I always like to put my given data in separate cells. If I change the number of periods from 15, say to 20, it would also go down further, and I can do that. Let me go down and change that to 20. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drag this on down until it becomes 20. Highlight this, double click, and there you are. It'll also change as we go out further. So to verify we have no numbers and formulas, I can do the Control Enya, and that displays all the formulas. It's just a toggle, and you can see every cell has just formulas in it, including up here. If I do Control Enya again, it goes back to where we were before. as far as the visual data. So I hope this helps or provides you with a better understanding of why I use numbers and formulas, or basically cell references and formulas and not numbers inside formulas. It makes it so much easier to change, and that gives you the power of spreadsheets. Hope this helps.